Well, hello, everybody. Isaac Rosenthal joined once again by Brent Kelly. Oregon Ducks hockey action for the first time in 2019. Oregon Ducks currently ranked 12th in the Western region of the ACHA. Washington State is not. This is a game that should have actually happened back in the back in football season. It was the same week that Oregon and Washington State played on the gridiron, and game day happened, and it was a very long drive, and there was a very interesting football game, and Washington State decided that the football game was better. But hey, great resolution for everyone. We're able to play a game tonight. We're happy that these games did not end up as cancellations, because the Ducks have two huge games next week, January 11th and 12th at Boise State. They split against Boise early in the season here, but Boise State was missing a couple of guys there, so it'll be a much bigger challenge for the Ducks when they head to Boise next week, with the Broncos currently ranked 4th in the West region. Other representatives from the Pacific 8 Conference in the top 20 for the West include San Diego State and Eastern Washington. The Ducks will also see San Diego State later on this season. Let's give you a look at what the rest of the schedule looks like for the Ducks.
Yeah, and going back to that point, those two big games coming up against Boise after this weekend's game, those first two games were a huge test for Oregon to start off the season. They won that first one by a score of 3-2, and that was a super close game. But like you said, Boise were missing some guys, and I think the Ducks just kind of ran out of gas that second game, and Boise ended up winning that next one 4-0.
And so, as we said, at number 4, Boise, at number 19, San Diego State, and then the big two, January 25th and January 26th from just north of Seattle. The conclusion of the 2018-2019 I-5 Cup. I'm very behind schedule.
It was a long New Year's.
It was a long New Year's. A lot of doing absolutely nothing for me, and I hope all of you had the same holidays. Very relaxing, and that's how it should be. But let's talk about this one tonight. Washington State comes to town. This is games that the Ducks are really going to need to be focused in. They may not be a challenge, and we don't want to say it that bluntly. We don't want to be disrespectful to Washington State. It's a proud group of kids. But on the ice, you know, the Ducks are clear the better team.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, you got to stay focused in these games, especially with those two coming up, and you need 2 Pac-8 wins. It's a very competitive Pac-8 North. 4 teams out of the 6 will make the trip to Tahoe, so there is no wiggle room to not be one of those 4, especially with splits against Eastern, Western, and Boise. 2 big conference games for the Ducks. Their starters tonight: Grayson Parks, Nick Power, Brian Freitag, Nathan Lutz, Jack Garrity, and Peyton Barkley. Now, I will just let you know right now, there will be no names for the Washington State players. The roster on the ACHA website for Washington State has 5 players listed as forward, 2 players listed as defense, a goalie, a player, and then 4 more guys with no name at all. There's a handwritten roster on the score sheet, but quite frankly, I just called the Gens games, had to set everything up between the intermission, between the games, do not have enough time to copy down an entire handwritten roster into my own chicken scratch handwriting. So, Ducks, I'll do what I can. Washington State, they're going to have to be identified numerically tonight. That's just how it goes sometimes. So given that this is the first game for the Ducks in kind of a while, and the opponent is somebody that might not be challenging them in the same way that a Washington, an Eastern Washington, a Boise State would. What do you expect to see? What do you want to see from the Ducks tonight?
Well, definitely, we kind of touched on that. You don't want to see the Ducks come out sluggish after a long break and kind of playing, like you said, a lesser opponent. But as we said before, these are very important games in terms of the Pac-8 standings. It would help the Ducks a long way to, make some progress if they are one of those top teams to go to Tahoe for the playoffs. So after a long break, you kind of just want to simplify things and don't overthink it. We were kind of saying before as well off camera, just try not to do too much and stick handle out there or try to go through the whole team. There's only about 11 guys for Washington State tonight on the ice, including their goaltender, so that they're going to have a very short bench. So you're going to want to come at them hard and just really, hunker down in the offensive zone and just capitalize on your chances. And, you might want to have a game where you run up the score a bit and you have your depth players come out there and you make an impact. It's going to be one of those games where all your lines want to kind of have an impact on the game out there.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. You want to come out, you want to put the game away early, and you want to be able to really roll all four lines and get your bottom six guys some big Pac-8 minutes here. And for Washington State, man, it's going to be tough. They've just got such a short roster, and I don't even know that they traveled everyone that is on their team. We've seen that before. Every once in a while, a team really digs deep and shocks the world, but it's a very long drive from Pullman. And road legs and a short bench are not a great combination. So it's going to be a challenge for Washington State. We have about 3.5 minutes or so until we get set for anthem, so we're going to take a quick break and make sure we've got all of our I's dotted and our T's crossed, and we'll be back with you for hockey shortly. hockey here in Eugene. 20 minutes on the clock, first period. One more time, the Duck starters for head coach Riley Orr, who is assisted by Cooper Lim, Trevor Schott, and Christian Vivian. Grayson Parks in goal, Nick Power, Brian Freitag. The Blue Liners, Nathan Lutz, Jack Garrity, and Peyton Barkley will be the first offensive unit for the Ducks tonight. For Washington State, I'm going to have to go by numbers only tonight. Only got a handwritten roster about 4 minutes ago, and it takes me a lot longer than that to write down things legibly. So their roster on the ACHA website does not have names. Well, the names are forward, defense, player, goalie, and a couple of them who literally just do not have names. For Washington State, been a rough go of it this year. We think they're 0-7. They may have games that don't show up on the ACHA website that add to either the win or the loss column, but as far as we know, 7 games played and 7 losses for Washington State. Some of them have been closer than others. They have played at times relatively close, not 1-goal losses, but not blowout losses against teams like Washington, Eastern Washington, Western Washington, but they've also lost to Boise State by 2 touchdowns and had some of their other games closer than others as well. So for Washington State, we don't know exactly what to expect. We just know they've got a very short bench, and we know they've lost the opening faceoff as Nathan Lutz dumps that one into the corner. Now Barkley, now Garrity. Very briefly touched by Washington State, but collected at the blue line by the Ducks. We'll remind you, if you are new to these broadcasts or if you've forgotten since December, the clock that we use is manually started and stopped by yours truly, so it gets a little bit off the plot sometimes. Consider it for entertainment purposes only, and I'll do my best throughout the game to shout out what the real clock is. Usually it's pretty close to what we've got, and if it gets too far, I'll try to reset ours. And Schultz will chase this one down. Now Nick Power for the Ducks. Power to Schultz. Schultz across the red line, sends it in. And Dylan Conway chases that one. Early minutes for Dylan Conway. Now Hornline with it. Schultz fanned on it. And Ducks are going to have to chase this one down just to watch it go for icing.
Yeah, looks like we got a Conway with Fortney and I believe Rendell. Sorry, no, Hornline. So apparently I don't think we've seen too much this season, so maybe kind of shaking things up, getting some depth guys up and down the lineup for tonight's game.
Remember, for these Ducks, they haven't played since middle of December, and a lot of them maybe just getting back into Eugene in the last couple days, as that one is deflected in front and the save made. I think the netminder's name is Gerard. 18:20 officially left period 1. Kurt Fortney will take the faceoff for the Ducks, and he may be their best faceoff man. We've seen him, particularly on special teams this year, some great penalty killing faceoffs. Big collision right in front of the Cougars bench, and we got an injured Cougar, and now some fisticuffs.
Yeah, I think it might have been Hornline with the hit.
Yeah, Hornline did have the hit, but Washington State's going to end up going to the box here, as is Hornline.
Yeah, it was kind of a really awkward hit right along in between 2 benches, and I believe he hit his lower back. That was number 16. for the Cougars. And
number 16, who is not even a number on the roster that the ACHA website had. So we'll see if we get 4s or 5s here. The referees seem to do something different every single time we have penalties called on each team.
But good for him to...
They're putting 4 minutes up. I don't know that I've ever seen that. I've seen matching majors and matching minors. I don't know that I've ever seen
double minor.
A matching double minor. To the point that if our folks in the box down there weren't such professionals, I would think it was wrong. But the penalties go up on the board.
Yeah, looks like it is going to be double minors for both.
I don't know that. I guess 4s maybe.
I think I would understand the hit and then the retaliation, but I'm not sure why
double. Maybe they're just trying to say, hey, behave. We're going to get 4-on-4 here, which is probably what Washington State would prefer. Normally, I would say that favored the Ducks, and I think from a strictly kind of skill standpoint, it does. But just with Washington State being as short-handed as they are, having 4 guys versus 5 on the ice, that one extra guy you keep on the bench probably makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah, and then that last play, Rendell found Cass on the opposite side, and the Cougar goalie just came across with the pad for a good save.
Harrison Cass turned into a bit of a goal scorer this year. Had some action in the last series against Western Washington. Had a big OT goal in the Bay Area road trip as the Ducks go offside.
Yeah, we kind of seen Cass kind of up and down, but like you said, turning more into a goal scorer this year, and provided some good dynamic play last year as well too.
Cass, a guy that sometimes has to stay out of his own way. He's removed himself prematurely from a few games in his Oregon career. Sometimes it has really bit the Ducks, but he's a real good defenseman as well.
Yeah, very versatile, playing both forward and D.
And now here comes Warren Berg. Speaking of defensemen who can handle the puck, now Garrity creating space, and the shot is deflected up into the netting.
Yeah, another good stop. Just deflected right at the end, or Cougar goalie might have gone a stick on that. And he's going to have to really stand tall, especially here on a 4-on-4. A lot of open ice, especially right in front of the net.
Cougars player still being tended to by the Ducks trainer behind the bench. Garrity up top for Armstrong, who throws it at goal, and it was loose in the crease there for a moment. Now for Warren Berg. Thrown toward goal, deflected into the corner. Nathan Lutz. Garrity moving to center. Instead, Garrity will go behind the net to collect it, and then turns and fires a shot that goes wide.
Yeah, that last shift, some just low shots from the D. And just looking for a deflection in front, just keeping it simple, and obviously Ducks maintaining puck possession with a couple of face-offs back-to-back.
Yeah, puck seems to have spent pretty much the entire game to our right so far. 2:19 left on the matching double minors, which still doesn't quite feel right to say. Sharnholm now, back to Power. Power's got Freitag at the blue line as well. Still it's Power. Now drops it for Freitag. And thrown behind the net. Fortney's there. Fortney for Sharnholm.
Jarnholm still with it now, knocked away from him, but he'll get it right back. Fortney.
Power keeps it alive. Now it's a clear from Washington State. 1:40 left on the matching double minors as Nick Power and number 2 for Washington State, who is listed as forward, get tangled up. Now Power with a shot deflected into the netting. 15:23 left officially. In period number 1, we're still at 4-on-4.
Yeah, that last shift, Freitag and Power didn't even have to move from their points, from their positions at the point, because the 2 forwards, Rendell and Cass, were just playing a little 2-man game down below, and Fortney was on that last shift as well. So on a 4-on-4, doing a little 2-man game down low, very impressive for the Ducks.
Oh, and right off the faceoff, Cass is going to almost create a shooting opportunity. Now back to the blue line for Power. Good job to protect that puck. Still on the puck is Nick Power. The shot save made. Rebound, they score. First one for the Ducks. I think the last touch on that one was Rendell. No, Cass, excuse me. He started the play and he finished it. And the Ducks take the 1-0 lead less than 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and some great stick handling by Power at the point. We've seen that a lot this season. He has great hands for a defender. And able just to do a little spin around at the point and take it down low. And yeah, that was either Cass or Rendell right in front of the net. And here they go again, the other way.
Another one, and another save made there. Nearly making it 2 before we can even get the first one onto the scoreboard. But now the other way, Washington State with a chance, and Parks makes the save. You're going to have to do better than that against Grayson Parks.
Yeah, and probably the first real shot Grayson Parks has faced this game. Always kind of tough with a player in and on alone as their first shot of the game. But yeah, Parks, one of the most fundamentally sound goalies we've seen in a long time for the Ducks.
Yeah, the basic rule is if he sees it, he stops it. High bounce there off the save and
manages to not find the netting.
And it's going to be a hand pass in the Cougar defensive zone. See, I didn't quite hear the official goal, but I believe it was for Cass, I believe. But we'll get the official one during break.
Still 29 seconds left at 5 aside.
And Sebastian Ulloa out there for the Ducks on the blue line right now.
Fortney shot, rebound, knocked towards goal, but knocked away. Another shot knocked into the corner, 14-10. Left first period. Back to 5-a-side hockey, although we've been even strength the whole way. Hornline for Ulloa, back to Hornline. Now backhanded for Fortney, back towards Hornline. He scores.
Yeah, good little cycle game going right after the matching penalties. We saw the cycle game going well for just 2 forwards out there. Now when you get the third one in, it creates a bunch of open space. And Hornline out of the box and goes right to the front of the net, and not a Cougar in sight to pick him up, and just buries it home, make it 2-0 Ducks here in the first. Doing a big hit on Chamberlain right off the face-off. He pops right back up.
So promising start to this one for the Ducks. 2 goals through the first 6.5 minutes. Like we said, it's more or less what we expected, but every once in a while you play a team that's maybe not at your level, and we've seen the Ducks have been particularly guilty of this in the past. When you do play a Washington State, a team like that, there's a tendency to just try and dangle around everybody. The Ducks have been doing a good job not falling into that trap through these first 7 minutes.
Yeah, instead of trying to make the extra move, they're just keeping on to the puck, and that's just great puck possession throughout the game.
And they're dangling when there's reason and opportunity. Nick Powers had some good stick handling moves that led to some chances for the Ducks, but mostly it's just been they set up the cycle offense, and that's got to make Riley Orr and Cooper Lim and company very happy.
Yeah, we're seeing the physicality really pick up for the Cougars. They just got to find any kind of way to get involved in this game.
Bold strategy against this Ducks team, but Ducks will take it away here. Now it's Rendell. Rendell's got Chamberlain. Makes a nice move, and then the shot goes wide.
Yeah, talk about a good dangle, Rendell.
Looked a little like Trevor Schott there.
Yeah, speaking of Trevor, that was a great alumni game this year. Had a lot of fun calling that one back in November.
And another opportunity backhanded that goes wide in front. And that one will hurt for Cass. Just flicked right off him. Ducks have to be careful on the line change there. They don't get caught too many men. The shot, and hey, a nice glove save.
Yeah, Gerard is what I have so far in my what I wrote down from the roster for the Washington State goalie. He's had to be really busy this game. Not a whole lot of help from his defense. A lot of shots coming right in the slot or far side, and he's had some really good saves so far in this game.
He is the only goalie on their roster, which, here's an ACHA technicality rule for you that we learned earlier in the year from Noah Rosenberg. Technically is a penalty to only dress one goaltender.
I think they do have an extra goalie on the bench. I did see in warm-up.
Oh, were there two sets of goalie pads?
Yeah.
Well, only one's on the roster.
Yeah, I think the roster, that's the
But
thing.
there we go. Penalty coming up. I was all proud of myself and stuff.
Hey, you read the rule book. There you go.
So Ducks are going to go to the penalty kill here. It looks like Colts, but I missed the penalty. Do you see the call?
I think it's going to be for tripping. It looked like on the play. And it happened right kind of next to Parks down there on the face-off dot. And here's an opportunity for the Cougars to try to get something going on their offensive end of the ice.
Nice clean shot on Parks and a nice save from Grayson. And these are the opportunities Washington State really has to capitalize on if they want to make this a game into the second and third period here.
And they got to be careful, too, because Ducks have been really aggressive on the penalty kill this year, generally.
Yeah, I mean, look right now, all four Ducks right now were on the attacking side of the blue line while killing a penalty.
I do not see that.
Not very often, even from this Ducks team, which historically has liked that aggressive penalty kill.
Yeah, he likes to send two guys in front.
And here's an opportunity, shorthanded for Rendell, knocked away. Good save. But Washington State really having to work here just to create offense while on the power play. And again, all four Ducks were in the attacking side of the blue line there. This is just going to roll back for Warren Berg. I don't know that the Cougars have had it in the Ducks zone yet. They did in the beginning of the power play, but since the first clear, I don't think it's gotten back across the red line.
Or even behind their own goalie.
Now a chance, and just as they do get it across that red line, the puck betrays them. They have to go back in their own zone again. 9:25 left officially in this first period. Schultz keeps that one alive and then makes a couple of nice stick handles. Now he'll get it to Garrity on side, bouncing around. Garrity with that long reach, pulls it back. Armstrong with the shot, kicked away. Good save, goalie. Schultz back for Armstrong. Back to Garrity. Wide. Rebound is there. Garrity collects his own rebound off the boards. Schultz with a shot that goes wide. Now Lutz with it. We're back to five-a-side hockey.
Yeah, Garrity using his long reach out there, able to just kind of muscle his way through the Cougar defense.
Now Lutz back up to Armstrong. And we get a whistle. I think that puck ended up...
I think it was a glove save.
It ended up in the glove. Here is Garrity. Garrity, good crisp pass to Hornline, but they go offside. Right off the face-off, Fortney picks it up, and then he was flattened by number 52, who is listed as defense on the Cougars roster.
He did play defense there. So.
He certainly did. Chasing this down, trying to beat at the icing is Lutz. He does. But Washington State comes away with it. Now Hornline separates Cougar from stick. And trying to get it to 13 is Conway there, but too simplistic, knocked away by the Cougars. Here's Conway again, trying to get around his man, chops it toward goal, and it's just going to be gloved by Gerard there with 7:19 left in period number 1. Harrison Cass takes that face-off, second face-off of the game, and that hit the boards, the top of the glass, knocked a little piece of plastic out of the boards, it looked like. The last thing we need tonight is a 30-minute delay.
Oh, that would be a long one. Especially with that basically 10:30 start. The fact that usually happens for the 10 o'clock starts actually is a 10:30.
Yeah, 10 o'clock means your ice slot starts at 10. At least they don't do the same warm-up that the Generals do. Gens have a long warm-up, and then they do an ice cut after that. Here's Charnholm, he scores!
Yeah, that's the third goal for the Ducks, and the third time they're able just to shoot it right in front of Gerard, right in the slot this time. Charnholm.
That's the one I think he had the cleanest look at.
Oh,
but
yeah. Charnholm able just to cut in and rip it top left.
He's got a good shot. Charnholm, one of the rookies on this team, but...
Yeah, that was very accurate to go top shelf. Gerard again all alone out there. And it's Rio
goal number
Ducks.
6 and point number 15 for the rookie.
Yeah, very solid player on the forward corps for this Duck squad. Be able to really build on that rookie season of his.
A lot of these guys, Charnholm, Chamberlain, Poltz, Schultz, the first full recruiting class for Riley Orr and Cooper Lamb, and how can you bring that up without mentioning Grayson Parks, who, hey, we said his name and he plays the puck, he touches it. He might not get a lot of touches in this weekend's games, but Grayson Parks is, for my money, the best goaltender in the conference, and it's not close.
Yeah, looks like it's going to actually be a penalty here for tripping on the Cougars. And looks like Coach Warren Lim going to throw out kind of a different power play unit here with Fortney, Charnholm, Conway, Berg, and Poltz at the point. We've seen Poltz and Berg run the point quite a lot this season, though.
Charnholm back for Fortney, shot, rebound loose, net off its moorings. Good break for Washington State as I think the Ducks were about to make it 4 there.
Yeah, we've seen this whole game. The Ducks have been super efficient down low. They got that kind of cycle game set up with a guy in front, a guy along the boards, and one down low, and just able to switch and then cut in front of the net when there's space. Whenever you see space out there, they're able just to capitalize on it.
Charnholm back to Poltz, rather. Shot, rebound, but it goes wide. Nice kick save. And that will bounce over the skate and stick and goes all the way to Grayson Parks. Behind the net, the Ducks start with 1:30 still left on the man advantage. Warren Berg. Still Warren Berg. Now Charnholm, he'll switch places with Berg. Still with it is Charnholm with a shot, rebound. And it was there for the taking, but couldn't get enough on it or any elevation on it. And the door closed as quickly as it opens by the netminder for Washington State.
Yeah, that was Conway in front as a long reach out there. He's trying to kind of pull it around, maybe stretch it 5-hole, but Gerard there for the stop.
So behind the net now are the Ducks. Rendell shot, didn't get it off, but the rebound came right back to him. Now Hornline across for Schultz. Back to Hornline. Shot deflected. Where is it? It's underneath the goaltender, and if it's across the goal line, he's going to have gotten away with it.
Yeah, I think he might have gone glove on that because I think the ref was there looking behind the net, and that was Hornline with the shot. I believe Garrity in front with the tip, and it was a perfect tip right to the 5-hole, and got Gerard to reach back and save it off the goal line.
Now Hornline to Schultz. 35 seconds left in the man advantage. Deflected again, and look out behind the net. Back around to Schultz across the blue line. Everyone has to regroup. "15 seconds left on the man advantage. Maybe one last rush here. Here's Rendell. Centering pass. No one there. Into the neutral zone. And that's going to just about do it for the man advantage. And that does do it for the man advantage. Chasing it all the way down. Getting there first is Washington State, but then 3 Ducks following in, number 19 in white.
Ooh.
There's a collision. Real dangerous part of the ice.
Yeah, that was number 19, one of the bigger Washington State players who has just got out of the box, and he lined up Schultz. Schultz was coming in and dumped it in, and that could have been bad because that was right along the end boards where the padding is, but that's going to be a real dangerous spot for a hit. So good thing Schultz got up right away and able to go to the bench.
Armstrong is going to chase this down. Estrada, Gearing, Chamberlain out there along with Berg and Armstrong. Sent in, would have been offside, so Cougs have to get back on. Gives the Ducks a chance to come away with possession. Here's Warren Berg. Warren Berg makes a nice move. Centering pass, no one there though. Still behind the net with it, where the Ducks now taken away. Number 19 for Washington State is very tall and long reach. We'll call him Zdeno.
It looks like they're going to get Armstrong here. It might be for interference. Let's see the official call.
Roughing.
Yeah, because I think he could have called interference too, because the Washington State player, I think he got the guy without the puck or he just got rid of the puck. But either way, just Armstrong a little too strong on that last hit. So penalty kill here for the Ducks. And last time Washington State was on the power play, they got nothing going and could barely get out of their own zone. So we'll see if they make any improvements or Ducks apply more pressure.
Well, Derek Armstrong will forever be immortalized as the man that put Washington's Mac Fair through the glass last season.
Mac Fair also immortalized with that hit.
Different way, but yeah. Mac Fair's just lucky we stopped calling him Rick. First 2.5 periods of that game, he was Rick Fair.
Good nickname, good nickname.
Washington State on the power play. You wouldn't have known it the first time. And as the Ducks get a clear, Rendell is going to chase this one down. Netminder's got to play it and does into the corner. Tapped at the blue line, so no ice against Washington State. Parks behind his net, has something to do for a moment, plays the puck. And now across the blue line onside, short-handed. But then knocked away by Washington State. And losing it and taking himself offside was Zdeno.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell the effects of having a short bench really are on display here for the Cougars. They tipped it in on a power play and no one really went after the puck, and then no one went after the puck carrier. It's a power play. You should have two guys on the puck. You have the extra man, and they were just kind of playing back and playing like a zone. And yeah, you could just kind of see they're already starting to get tired. We're not even done with the first period.
Here's Garrity. He'll skate in one big circle and then just skates by everybody and takes a shot, and then, oh, he runs himself hard into the boards.
Yeah, that did not sound good.
He picks himself back up and is going to continue the shift, but he looks a little shaken.
Yeah, that was a real rough play. When that puck hit the top of the ceiling and came back down, hit the bearings. But yeah, back on Garrity. Good thing he's up and all good. That did not sound like a very good spill into the boards.
11:01 p.m. here in the West. You know, some of you are watching us from even later at night than that. Very thankful to have each and every one of you here with us as always. There's going to be a penalty and maybe even two against Washington State on that play as Chamberlain got hit. They called the penalty. And then they knocked him down a second time after that. It's just going to be the one interference.
Yeah, I could have called a second one at the end of that play. But Ducks back on their power play. And Ducks forwards have been so good in this game. The D haven't been barely involved, especially on the power play. They just keep the puck down low the entire shift and cut into the center of the ice when they need to.
Hornline tried to get it behind the net, but it took an awkward bounce and it's going to be allowed to be cleared. And Bit of a brain fart from one of the linesmen there who put his arm up to say it was going to be icing and eventually realized, no, Washington State's on the penalty kill. They can do that. One-timer from Rendell, nifty glove save. 16 seconds left. Excuse me, I forgot to start the clock the last time. 16 seconds left in the first period. 3-0 score. Nice, easy, comfortable game for the Ducks. First one of the year. Horn line, shot wide. Netting?
Yeah, he had all day on that shot, too.
Sometimes you have too much space.
Yep.
I think that was the case there for Horn line. And we're going to go all the way back into the neutral zone.
Yeah, puck went out play, so back in the neutral zone for the face-off.
5 seconds left. And a glove save, and the end of the first period. The Ducks will have a minute and 12 seconds of power play carryover when the second period starts. But that's it in the end for the first period. 3-0 the score after 20 minutes. We'll be right back. Back at you for the second period. The Ducks will have 1 minute and 12 seconds at maximum of power play time to start the period. They were 0 for 1 on the power play in that first period, as was Washington State. The Ducks lead at 3-0. Goals from Harrison Cass, Connor Hornline, Austin Charnholm. As the cavalry makes its way back to the Duck bench, Washington State is out and ready. Second period hockey. Ducks will go right to left, which means the Cougs will go left to right. Only one way for that to work. Here's a bit of puck possession for Washington State, and then Chopin at it with his hand, and gonna have gone just offside there. Poltz doing a nice job of trying to salvage something. Here's Charnholm across the blue line, finds Fortney. Fortney, just over the goal as he slid it across for Dylan Conway. And then it's sent wide, and it's going to roll all the way back into the neutral zone. Warren Berg for Fortney. And now it's Conway again. Conway still with it, trying to find a shot, and has it taken away from him. 25 seconds left in the man advantage. "15 seconds left on it now. Here's Warren Berg in front. Lutz is there. So is Garrity. Garrity wrap around. Couldn't finish it. Warren Berg, 5 seconds left in the man advantage. Berg's behind the net. Now back up top to Power. We are back to five-a-side hockey. Here's Nick Power spinning it around for Garrity. Now Lutz. Lutz will shoot, and save made there. Washington State behind the net. Garrity pulls it back for the Ducks. And Schultz moves in to keep that one in the Cougar zone, but then they send it the length of the ice, and Grayson Parks puts the stick on it. And Garrity's confused because he's thinking he touched that puck in the neutral zone. It sure looked like that to me too, but
yeah, it looks like he might have got a touch right past the red line, so that was interesting. But yeah, Garrity and Lutz out there at the tail end of that power play. Two guys on the Ducks with long reach. Saw them try to each kind of do a wraparound in there or take it to the front of the net.
In the grand scheme of things, that's not really something the Ducks are going to be too upset with tonight. Here's Barkley. Barkley's got Lutz at center ice, couldn't find him, but then it comes back to Lutz. Now Garrity will collect it. Back up to Armstrong. Armstrong towards Lutz behind the net. And now Washington State. Puck possession across the blue line, across the red line, across the opposite blue line. A shot on Parks, but he shrugs it away easily. Lutz pokes that one out wide. Washington State collects, and the Ducks touched it offside.
Kind of interesting. Ducks forward line, Lutz and Garrity out there. and Barkley out there for kind of a longer shift, but even then they can kind of match with the Cougars on that kind of a long shift because they have basically 3 skaters on the bench to match the Ducks. So not the worst thing in the world to take a long shift if you're the Ducks. They got plenty of guys to sub in and out.
There's Berg chasing it behind the net. Washington State is there. Armstrong couldn't keep it alive. He's got to chase this. Could be a breakaway opportunity for Washington State, but gonna have to do a lot better than that against Grayson Parks.
Yeah, tried to go low and didn't quite even get close to the 5-hole, and Parks was able to get a pad on it.
Washington State hasn't looked bad this period. They've done a better job of not letting the Ducks just pass it around at will, and they've even had some zone time here through these first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, and what's happening right now, they're getting a little bit more forecheck. We barely saw any last period. Even on their own power play, they couldn't even get a forecheck going. So a little bit more pressure here in terms of Cougar defensive and offensive play.
Charnholm couldn't handle it cleanly, so he had to turn it around and slap it in. Then Rendell applying pressure, but the Cougs took it away. Now Poltz is going to go chase that down. He has Armstrong there, but he put it wide of him, and attack from Washington State as they had a chance to turn and fire if they could handle it real cleanly, real quickly, but they didn't. Backhanded from Lutz there. Can they get it to Charnholm? Yes, but couldn't control it. Excuse me, that's Estrada, 29 in green. Dom Estrada had an outstanding goal in the last series. His only point of the year, but great bar down shot from the face-off circle directly to our right here.
Yeah, I definitely made that one count. We've seen some good bar down goals from the Ducks this year and last year, especially some real good ones off the rush last year.
Yeah, Lutz had one that comes to mind last year coming in, moving from right to left. In front, loose somewhere still, and now it's underneath the goaltender, and we get whistles. Chamberlain had a great one in the on the I-5 Cup this year.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was thinking of too.
Was that the I-5 Cup or was that Boise?
I think that was the I-5 Cup.
That's right, because we have video of it.
Yes.
The Boise game that went well
yeah.
is the one game that we have lost to cyberspace.
Yeah, one of the best complete games I think I've ever seen.
Really a shame.
I think I've ever seen the Ducks play. The quality connection was not up to par, but that was by far one of the Ducks' best games I've seen them play.
Hornline, the Rendell combination on the game winner in that game was real nifty stuff. Backhanded there. Now Power shoots, glove save. Nice save, goalie.
Yeah,
with
Gerard
14:35 left.
really flashed
in
in the leather first 2 periods. Power able to kind of just weave in there, top of the slot. And I've seen Ducks kind of test Gerard down low a lot. Gerard's been good with the low shots.
Another glove save there. Here's Nick Power. Conway, Fortney behind the net. Hornline drops that one, but Conway can't collect it. Now Hornline applying some pressure. Power's going to get there. Excuse me, it's Conway's going to get there with Hornline moving toward the center of goal. Now behind the net is Hornline. Towards Fortney, deflected, goes just wide. Conway again, backhanded. Garrity's there, or it was Fortney again. And now finally out of the zone, and a chance for Washington State, deflected into the netting. we'll reset our clock here. 13:36 officially in period number 2.
Yeah, some great connection out there from Fortney and Hornline. Able just to connect 4 or 5 cross-crease passes and going over several sticks at a time.
Long pass would be icing, but Charnholm is there first. Now back towards Charnholm. Miscommunication just kept in. Good long reach from 81 is Ulloa. Ulloa, Cass, Charnholm, Berg, and Rendell. Quite the interesting mix out there from the Ducks. Now Ulloa tried to throw it towards goal, hit his skate before it got more than 5 feet away from him. And big collision. Somehow the puck stays in the Cougar zone. And now we get some guys tied up, and we're going to get a penalty here. Maybe more than one.
That could be matching. Cass went up high, but the Cougar defender also got a shot in on Cass as well. So roughing on Cass, and looks like they're not going to get the Cougar player for that, but it's usually the retaliation that the ref sees. So Cass sits in the box. And yeah, just to touch on that last point about the combination, it's been really interesting this game. You usually see the Ducks kind of load up for those bigger games, top 2 or even 3 scoring lines, but now you've kind of sprinkled in guys who haven't really played with each other quite often at even strength, so kind of gives the coaches new looks maybe to try out at a future game later this season.
Yeah, you never know when you might need to just throw something different out there.
Yeah, especially when you need a goal late in a game. You don't always have to stick to your starting lineups. You can always make those adjustments and see who plays well with others.
It's also just good to get ice time for those that don't normally get as much of it. The tournament coming up and big games against Washington and Boise. And big trip to San Diego. That'll be a real interesting one. I hope that the Aztecs have a decent stream, because I'm excited to get the chance to see that program. Followed them from afar for a while. Sent off the boards. Garrity's going to chase it down, and netminder is there and clears. Don't expect the goalie to have to clear like that too often when you are on the power play.
Could be an odd-man rush here.
It is 3-on-2 if they hurry. They won't hurry too much. Knocked away, but Pultz into the corner. Back for Rendell. Tried to wrap around, forgot the puck. Goes back to get it. Pultz with a shot off the bar.
Man, I think that shocked everyone on the ice. Even Pultz was surprised that one went off the bar.
One goal so far this year for Pultz, 5 assists.
Steady defender.
6'1", rookie defenseman out of Calgary. And a shot. Good mustard on that one, but it goes wide. Now off the boards, and look at that. How do you do? Right out of the box. It's Harrison Cass picking out his shot. Harrison was never going to miss that shot. 4-0 Ducks, 10:34 left in period number 2.
Nor did he even look at the goalie. He looked him off the entire way. He might have had Fortney on the other side. I couldn't quite get the other man. I was looking at Cass all the way, and he went low blocker, and nothing Gerard could have done on that one. And yeah, like you said, Cass was shooting all the way on that one, making a 4-0.
Fortney might have been there. I don't think that Harrison Cass was looking Fortney for 1 second there. And why should he? Doesn't always work quite that perfectly that the puck comes to you as you're getting out of the box. But it did that time as Grayson Parks makes a nice save. Let's fix our clock with 10:17 officially left in the game, or in the second period rather. Period number 5 for me tonight. Had a chance to call the Jens Junior Winterhawks game right before this, and I'll be on the call for that tomorrow. If you want to tune in, that's on the Eugene Generals YouTube right before this game, 7:30 start. Two 0 win for Portland tonight. In front, loose, and save made, whistle blows.
I think the Cougars were not happy. Might have been Estrada down there, got a shot in on Gerard. Or maybe that might have even been Gearing with a shot, but I don't think the refs caught it.
Did you see the post-whistle shot at the end of the period? The U.S. and Russians today?
I believe so.
Russians took a shot. I think it was the second period at the end of it, and the guy that took the post-whistle shot at the end of the frame just got absolutely lit up.
Oh, man.
Satisfying. Yeah. Always satisfying.
I was flying all day today, but I'll definitely catch up on hockey tonight. Started off with this game, though.
Here's Fortney. Fortney for Berg. Good pass from Berg. The shot there from Freitag. Deflected wide. Fortney will chase this into the corner. Now back to Berg again. Berg with the shot, looking for a deflection from Hornline. Goes wide, right back to Freitag. He'll shoot it again. Rebound loose. Rebound still there, and now somewhere underneath the goaltender.
Yeah, it's just an absolute shooting gallery. Basically the entire game.
It was a solid first 4.5, 5 minutes of this second period for Washington State, and since then the ice is tilted right back in the Ducks' favor. Harrison Cass jumping out of the box made it 4-0. Sent backhanded, icing asked for, icing received. 8:52 left in period 2.
Yeah, Cass out there with Charnholm, and I believe Fortney as well. But either way, Cass and Charnholm both with goals in the game, so I think that's Rendell on the far side.
So here we go again. Ducks with possession, but knocked away from them. Then they took it right back. Garrity had it on it was Rendell. Don't quite know how I mixed up a 91 with an 18. Power long pass towards Rendell. He'll get there. And chasing it down is Freitag. He'll get to it. 8:15 left in the second period. Berg wraps it around for Freitag. Off the boards towards Garrity. Backhanded pass trying to find Rendell. Couldn't get there, but then he got it back. Now Garrity. Garrity with the shot, paddled away into the corners. Somehow didn't hit the netting and stays in play. And now a chance for Washington State as they try to move out of the zone. That long reach of Garrity made that a complicated endeavor. And Ulloa now to Poltz. For Nathan Lutz. Kicked away, but only as far as Garrity. Garrity back for Poltz. Lot of space. Shot blocked away. Poltz will keep it in the zone. Shot looking for deflection, a knockdown. And the save is made.
Wow, that was a
nifty save. I'll tell you what, I mean, we're not just saying it to be nice. This Cougars goalie has really made some nice saves tonight. This could be a lot different than a 4-0 game.
Yeah, if he had some defense, he would definitely be a different story. Not a lot going on the offensive end, but you know, this goalie, Gerard, that I have written down on my roster, just really some solid saves, and goalies can really get in a zone when they see a lot of shots like that. You know, you never want to give up that many shots for a goaltender, but you know, they can really get into that zone and almost like a pitcher and just get locked in.
Ulloa chases us down. 6:35 left in period 2.
Yeah, it's 4-0 Ducks, but definitely could be a lot more if it weren't for the play of their goalie.
Estrada tipped that back. Ulloa has to get it. Now Poltz again. Here's Chamberlain chopping at it, but couldn't do anything with it. Washington State took it back, and then Schultz was looking for the big hit there. Big hit, Estrada, nice and clean. That'll wake the bench up.
Yeah, he was looking for that one. I think he got hit earlier in the shift and able just to get that one clean.
Schultz thought about a shot but never had it on his forehand, so he'll just make the pass. Now back to Schultz, looking for the deflection. Now the pass, if they could get a shot for Conway, and I think that a Duck may have gotten hit up high there. Yeah, it's that Garrity, I think.
Yeah, and both officials didn't even raise up a arm on that one. It was pretty blatant up high, and he might have gone up high. Yeah, right in the neck he's pointing to.
No pad in there. I think it was a stick that caught him.
It's like the trainer for the Ducks is able to tend to him on the bench. Yeah, those do not feel very good. Stick to the neck.
So here's Schultz now. Dropped it back for Hornline. Hornline puts the brakes on, is able to avoid most but not all of a hit. And Washington State goes the other way with the puck. Shot deflected away Armstrong before it ever got to Parks. Hornline chasing it and deflected. It's going to go into the benches with 4:53 left in period 2 of a 4-0 game. Conway sends it in. Hornline will chase it. And down they go. Picked it right back up.
Yeah, the Cougar player wants a penalty, but ref said Duck player got puck first on that swipe.
And that's going to be covered up with 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the period number 2 officially.
Yeah, this might be one of the smallest benches I think I've seen so far for an opposing team coming up to Eugene.
Yeah, usually the visitors' bench is a little shorter, but
not one line short.
Not that much.
And you can kind of tell too by the way the Cougars are skating, just kind of gingerly skating out there, not a lot of energy. And it's not like Little League where you can share players when you're down a few teams.
No, not quite like that. It's not Little League. It's not Rec League soccer.
I totally forgot about that whole concept of you're down a few players. Here, have some of ours.
Have some of ours. That's icing. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left, period 2. Berg for Cass, who's on his hat trick, Harrison Cass. Charnholm collects across to Armstrong, 3:30 left. Armstrong now back to Charnholm, Charnholm to Armstrong again, 3:25 left, period 2. Nice pass up ice. The Cass save, rebound though, and loose but covered up.
Yeah, kind of an early whistle. That puck got scored at the last second, but plays dead. Yeah, when you have a tired team like the Cougars here, Ducks puck possession has been on point the entire game, and that's just a good game plan coming in. They're not doing too much. That shot
Berg
goes
with
wide.
a shot that I think Cougar goalie rather just had a said a prayer there. It did go wide.
I did not get a good look on that last shot.
Barkley trying to keep it alive. Garrity's there. Garrity tried to go behind the net, but the doors closed on him. Just kept in the zone. Garrity, nifty move. Now behind the net, trying to stuff it home. And the save made. 2:29 left in period 2. Gloved by Parks, and he didn't want the face-off, but we'll get one.
Yeah, one of Parks' first touches in a while.
Pretty quick whistle from the referee there. Parks dropped the puck almost immediately, but ref said we'll do a face-off. Cougars trying to get a shot out of it, but good physical defense from the Ducks to knock the puck away and then to go get it. And then more great play there from Poltz. Finally, it's knocked away from him. He just went the length of the ice.
That was a great run by Poltz there. Started from his own zone and ended up on the other red line. Sorry, goal line.
Gearing throws a stick at that, knocked it down, but it ended up just rolling right to a Washington State player anyway. Now here's Chamberlain. Chamberlain, uh-oh, he lost it. And Washington State, maybe with a chance if they set up behind the net. Parks looking one way, then the other. The net got dislodged.
skyward look for Washington State on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of bad luck for them. They could have got something going behind the net, and just like that, a face-off, net dislodged.
Looks like it'll be Fortney on the face-off for the Ducks.
Some of his good highlights this year, clearing the zone off the face-off.
Every once in a while you see the face-off shot, but that was a first. Fortney with a nice pass there. Right back to Conway. Save made.
Wow, and
I think he took half a second too long there.
yeah, and Conway knew it. He had to stick up in the air after, and good position by Gerard. Got both leg pads down in a kind of a spread eagle style.
Schultz with the shot that was deflected before it ever got towards goal. Still behind the net. Power wants it in. Oh, that pass was to the point. Power was moving into the slot.
That looks like Hornline was just a half second late. He saw Power at the point and made the pass, and Power saw the open ice in the slot. Just a little miscue on that one.
Puck has made its way back into the Cougar zone. Schultz throws it towards goal. Deflected, still loose, and still loose now, taking away Washington State. 26 seconds left in the period. And Schultz, good job defense there. Parks made a bit of a half save. Now Hornline tried to get it back to Conway. They go offside. They got to get back on. Slapper from beyond the red line. Parks made the save, and the period is over. The score is 4-0 after 40 minutes of play. We will take a break, and I'll be back with you for the final 20 minutes. After 2 periods, the Ducks 4, Washington State 2.
Welcome back to the Ducks 4, Washington State 2 game.
Third period action just about set to get underway. Isaac Rosenthal along with Brent Kelly. Ducks and Cougars Pac-8 action from Eugene will reset the first 4 goals for you. Harrison Cass got us started. Connor Hornline made it 2-0. Austin Charnholm went bar down to make it 3-0. And then 4-0 Harrison Cass added a second in that second period. No power play goals to speak of for either team tonight. Ducks 0 for 1, Cougars 0 for 2 in that department. And just all set to finish stuff out in the third period. Not a whole lot of drama in this one, but the Cougars can score the first goal of the third period. Things will all of a sudden start to get a little interesting.
Yeah, they kind of started off that second period with some better play. That first 5 minutes or so, they were able to kind of be even with the Ducks and, apply some pressure, and then kind of things started falling off a cliff once again when they stopped moving their feet and they kind of lose some energy. And
you can just tell they're exhausted. They're gassed. Look at them right now. They've just gotten at the end of an intermission. They haven't played for 15 minutes, and they're all still pretty much bent over second wind. And it's tough when you've got 10 guys and a 500-mile drive before you play the game too, and then you got to play at 10 o'clock. That's rough. Ducks nearly put it away right off the beginning of the third period there.
And one big positive for the Cougars is their goaltender. Like I said before, if it weren't for him, it would be a lot higher score than 4-0.
Trip going to come against the Cougars here. Here's Hornline. Back in front. Shot from Conway. Save made. Ducks to the power play.
It looks like it's going to be number 18 for Washington State. And I believe it's going to be tripping in their own defensive zone.
18 is the one guy on the Cougars who we can identify by name, because that's Cam Ward.
Oh, yes. We talked about that before the game.
Surprising that an NHL veteran hasn't been able to make more of an impact on this game.
A goalie, no less, playing forward.
Playing out. But there you go.
But yeah, if an NHL goalie played out of his position, he would probably still be pretty good.
I think if an NHL goalie played out in an ACHA D2 game, he would still be able to do some things. Just a guess. Here is Nick Power to Hornline, right back to Power, who fanned on the shot and then knocks it into the corner. Here's Power. That time the shot doesn't test the goaltender. Garrity across the blue line. Backhanded for Charnholm. Knocked away, and Garrity loses a wheel. And Fortney's got to chase this one all the way down. As the Cougars get a rare power play clear tonight. The Ducks have not been able to get a power play goal yet, though, despite all the zone time and good shots and good passing they've had on the power play. Here's Fortney deflected wide. Berg will not be able to keep that one in the zone. The Ducks have to get back onside. Here's Berg, shot deflected, netting. Man, these 10 o'clock starts are late nights.
Past our bedtime.
Way past my bedtime. I'm an old man. I'm getting to the point I'm eating dinner at 4:30 and going to bed. Those are the best nights. Deflected away there. was the most jarring part for me of calling the Generals Winterhawks game earlier. As you look at the roster for the Generals, and it's got the date of births, and they've got the year 2001.
Oh my!
Some of them.
That makes me feel old. Man, that's nuts. Yeah, and also I think it was the most recent draft for the NHL, and every single kid born in the year 2000.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. We're back to five-a-side hockey here, by the way. Let's go ahead and make sure the scoreboard reflects that. Armstrong for Schultz to Barkley. Here's Schultz now. Finds Lutz. Shot, rebound, but collected by Washington State. Chamberlain back to Armstrong behind the net. Washington State will go get it. And Armstrong chases this one. Quarter of the way through this third period. Now across through the neutral zone is Washington State, and that one deflected into the corner. Chance for Washington State, as there was actually a man parked in the slot. There still is, but his deflection opportunity was knocked away. Sent the length of the ice. That is icing. No change for the Ducks.
Cougars think only had 4 guys out there, and they just threw one right off the face-off.
Kicked away. Nice save there from Guard.
Good stick lift by Estrada there.
Ducks still working, trying to get something.
Another big hit by Estrada.
Bodies flying all over the place. Dom's had a good game. Good couple of games from Dom Estrada.
Yeah, Ducks are definitely going to need that great depth play coming into the Boise State game and the rest of the games for this season.
And Parks will throw his glove out and gobble that one up. Cougars having a little trouble getting the water bottle back on the bench. Not sure why goalie doesn't get his own.
Not even the bottles made it up for the road trip.
Very short bench. Conway will chase it. Conway will get there, but then he's separated from the puck. But it falls right back for Fortney. Now to Conway in front. Great pass. Excuse me, it wasn't Conway. That was Hornline looking for Conway. Power chops at that one. Comes away, though. And the Ducks not able to get good, clean possession. Now they've got it back, and now it's Power. Tries to pull it back. It's deflected away from him. And netting. So whistle. 13:56.
Looks like we got Conway, Fortney, and Hornline out there for the Ducks. And Freitag's got a lot of minutes on D this game.
And rebound loose, and another save made. Washington State chases this one behind the net. Taken away, though. Charnholm. Oh, what a play.
That was really nice.
Great pass. Really unselfish from Charnholm, and Rendell finishes it for 5.
Yeah, that look Charnholm got was very similar to his goal earlier in the game where he cut into the slot. I mean, everyone in the building thought he was going to try to replicate that move and go top left, and had his head up the whole way and saw got on Rendell for keeping his stick on the ice, making it available, and nice little redirection. And Gerard, the goalie for the Cougars, cannot get a glove on that. Just a great passing play. Real nice looking play for the Ducks there to make it 5-0.
Now Rendell avoids a hit but lost the puck in the process. 13 and a half left. And shot in from Washington State. Here's Cass. Cass with Rendell. Cass dropped it, but no one was there. Now Washington State looking to get a shot off. Too many Ducks there. Officially that goal, Rendell from Charnholm and Cass.
Yeah, Cass with a good game, I believe his 3rd point. If he didn't get another assist earlier in the game, 2 goals and assists so far.
Now Garrity backhanded towards Armstrong, who threw it on goal, and the save is made and then covered. 12:27 officially left. Him this one. Been hovering just around 30-35 of you most of the night. Not bad at all for a 10 p.m. start.
Yeah, pretty good numbers for one of the late games of the season.
We've been lucky to not have too many late games this season, always at the mercy of the Gens, and this is, of course, a functioning rink. It's not just the Gens and the Ducks home, but public skates and stick times and youth hockey and beer league, and just not enough hours in the day. Anyone happens to be a multi-billionaire and wants to build the Ducks a new rink, we'd love to hear from you. But we make do with what we've got until then.
You know you're watching. One of the 35.
Lots of successful billionaires watch hockey in the middle of the night. Little known fact.
Hey, speaking of hockey, I saw that new Seattle arena from when I landed in Seattle today on the connection. Gonna look really cool. New expansion team coming pretty soon.
Yeah, real exciting for the Northwest, and wonder where that AHL team is gonna end up. Could be Portland.
Oh, that'll be great.
In a perfect world, the NHL goes to Portland, the AHL comes here, and we get our barn. But
Ooh.
I think that might be a little bit too idealistic, even for myself at 12:24.
Gotta dream big.
Gotta dream big, and you'll never get the big dreams. Schultz now for the Ducks as we wrangle ourselves back to talking about the real game in front of us. Backhanded but intercepted, and penalty behind the play.
Yeah,
interference all day.
Yeah, it looks like Estrada got a hit on, looks like number 4 of the Cougars. we'll see if any adjustments were made in that intermission for this Cougar team to kind of jumpstart this power play. They've had some opportunities, but not enough strategy or execution out there.
Knocked away Parks. He hasn't been tested much tonight, but he's looked good as always as the puck deflects up and out of play.
Ooh, difficult shot.
Yeah, awkward one there, but Parks saw it.
Yeah, the puck was up in the air and able to bat it twice with his blocker and get it right out.
And here's Garrity. Garrity with space, but it's deflected away from him, and then he nearly still slid it home.
Man, they could have called a slash on that.
They could have called a lot of things.
And Garrity having some words with our Cougar player. Maybe talking about that most recent play.
Maybe they're just talking about where to go for dinner after the game. Not a lot of options at 12:30 in Eugene.
Yeah, definitely asking for Garrity's recommendation.
By the time you get cleaned up and home, you're basically looking at Doko and Burrito Boy. I don't know why I'm even saying this. They should pay me for that. Nice pass, 2-on-1. Go for the shot and the save made.
Yeah, Gary tried to go low glove there. Try to get a little redemption shot after that last little mini breakaway. Yeah, the Cougars players are even slowly getting to their benches and climbing over. Just exhausting game for them. But yeah, the score could be a lot higher.
Yeah, Washington State showed some heart. They've played hard and they've continued to try to make life difficult. They've looked for offense, but it's been hard to come by. For the Ducks, a really solid performance as well. Comfortably ahead the whole time, but nothing like running up the score or rubbing it in, anything like that. Just trying to go to work, do their jobs.
And it's like actually some good offense from Cougars. Just, when you're out of gas kind of like that, just get to the point and pray for redirection. And that last shift, they had 3 shots on goal and, some good chances. And Parks really had to make some saves out there. So we're back to 5-a-side hockey now as Estrada's out of the box. And Rendell with the high shot. And a chance for Washington State to move out now. Still looking to best Grayson Parks, but can't imagine that there is much on many of these Cougar shots at this point. Here's Schultz. Schultz still with it. Waits, and one will go all the way up high. Still collected by the Ducks. Now it's Schultz. Schultz behind the net. One-timer rebound, loose, still there. And now cleared away by the Cougars. Armstrong got to it, though. Schultz behind the net for Lutz. Garrity's there. Now Uloa for Garrity. And Lutz. Lutz, great pass to Armstrong. What a shooting position. But Armstrong had his shot knocked away.
Yeah, Ducks are in their chances, and there's a penalty there on the Cougars. Cougars are actually doing a kind of a good job clearing right in front of the net, like on top of the goal crease. The slot has been a problem this game, and it's going to be a hook on number 7 for the Cougars. But even though they're just gassed in their own zone, they
Ducks having a hard time getting to those pucks bouncing around right in front of the crease. So Gunley Cougars defense making life a little bit easier for Girard, but overall it's been quite a shooting gallery through 3 periods.
Lost the clock here, getting started again, but we'll have to reset it once we get the next whistle. 7:10 left, officially a minute 35 left on the power play. Charnholm right back to Schultz. There they go, and that one is 6-0 in the first power play marker. Did not see who finished that off.
I think that was Berg on the far side. Yeah, that was a great cannon shot from the point from Pultz. Pultz has had a great game on the back end with his skating, but that time was able to just unleash a great shot, and again, rebound control. Rebound comes right off to the right of the goaltender, and Captain Berg cruising down that side and able just to hammer that one home, and a lot of empty space on that side and make it 6-0. So Ducks do convert on a power play this game. And I know you have the power play numbers in front of you, but had their chances definitely throughout and able to convert here.
Yeah, I've got that as 1 for 2 for the Ducks. Warren Berg from Pultz. .641 officially left. I have the clock set to 6:30, and we'll start it when it gets there. Now here's Hornline. Oh, looking for the backdoor one-timer there, but it goes just wide. Tripped up is Rendell, penalty coming.
Yeah, good keeping by Freitag, and Rendell was cruising in, tripped up by number 52. Looks like his name is Nick Torres on my roster. We'll have some better rosters tomorrow for these Cougars.
Maybe.
No promises, but the attempt will be there.
Hornline pokes it that one behind the net. Now Garrity towards Hornline. And a chance for a clear for Washington State, but they won't get it. Here's Hornline back to Rendell. In front for Garrity, sent wide. Now Hornline again. Back up to the point. D to D. Power. Back to Hornline. Looking for Garrity. Rendell behind the net. Rendell poked away from him, but only as far as Hornline, who's right there. And then good D to D passes. Power behind the net. Using his reach. Now back to Rendell. Shot save.
Oh.
And I cannot believe it from Connor Hornline. Neither can he.
Yeah, it was a bouncing puck, and he was surprised he even got a stick on that, and Gerard just right place, right time, and he just got that puck out of midair.
Oh, I should probably splurge and put the Ducks 6th goal on the scoreboard, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
We wouldn't want any confusion now. Fortney, quick shot from Berg is wide. Fortney collects it and is back to Charnholm with 55 seconds left. Still on the man advantage. Pultz shot.
Ooh, friendly fire. Got Conway in front.
You're looking for a deflection, but not like that. And a shot through the whole way from Pultz and gobbled up by the goaltender.
Yeah, good screen by Conway, but a little too good as he blocks the shot. But that one will sting for a little bit.
Here's Poltz. Charnholm. That shot deflected up into the netting.
I think Gerard may have got a piece on that. It was a good high shot by Charnholm.
Give you an example of where my mind is at after a full workday and then calling 2 hockey games, and it's 12:35. You know how in football they say, rub some dirt on it when you get hurt?
Yeah.
So I was about to suggest that Freitag rub some ice on it without even processing that ice is generally put on injuries.
So you're actually
So I'm on to something there.
a new term, actually. I can see that catching on.
I could too. Rub some snow on it. Here's Berg. It's deflected away.
It's not the worst take I've.
Berg scores. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, Fortney. I don't think Gerard saw the puck behind the net. Fortney found Berg loading up for that 1T and able to fire it home. 7-0 for the Ducks. I believe, is that another power play or was that at the end? I think that was quite at the end of that power play.
I could not tell you officially. It does mean that the fans in attendance get some sizzle pie.
Nice. Nice little lunch tomorrow with that.
Gets a free slice if the Ducks score 7. Here's Garrity, look out. Jack Garrity, 8.
Yeah, 5-hole by Garrity. And 3:52 left. This game's been over for a while. Super quick off-topic note. I think the best promotional thing for the fans is the McFlurry minute.
Yeah, the Kings do a good job with that. Of course, they never, ever score in the McFlurry minute.
Only compliment.
And again, Brent, it's 12:37 in the morning, and the score is 8-0. Literally nothing is off topic right now.
The Ducks do, Anaheim Ducks do give free Chick-fil-A for 5 goals a game. And I went to a Saturday game, so the next day I could not get it because it was Sunday. So.
Oh, that is crushing.
So I tried to weasel my way on a Monday, and they were very nice, and they still gave it to me. So great time. It looks like me 2 minutes for cross-checking on Nick Power. So this will eat a good chunk of that 3:19 left in the game. 2 minutes for the Cougars here. And yeah, if I were them, just whatever puck you get, just throw it on net, just literally anything, and just pray for a goal.
Ducks get a chance to clear, and they'll do so, but then they'll chase the puck down. Shot there that challenged Parks, but it goes up high and wide. He's 2 minutes and 45 seconds away from collegiate shutout number 2. And Hornline now, 2-on-1, short-handed for the Ducks. Hornline with Rendell, back to Rendell, he put it wide.
Yeah, I was looking top shelf on that one. Just missed on the 2-on-1.
Now back to Rendell, caught the Cougars on a line change. There's the shot through and the save made. As Hornline was looking for his second. 2:19 officially. Off the face-off, power play icing.
Yeah, power play icing. Coaches are not happy about that play.
I think it's kind of okay right now.
Oh yeah, I think I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, no. I'm with you. It's usually one of the points that I'll always make when there is power play icing. Is it's one of those things that one of the leading causes of gray hair in coaches. But you can be a little forgiving with the legs or the lack of legs that Washington State has right now. And the Ducks have been there. There have been some trips up to Seattle that have been really rough. I-5 Cup games, midterm weeks that only half the team is able to travel, and it's really, really rough. These guys don't have the support that varsity athletes have. They don't have the academic accommodations to miss class that varsity athletes have, so it's really tough on these guys. And it takes a lot of heart to ice a team the way Washington State is right now, when you know that you're going to drive for 8 hours, 10 hours, and then just have a struggle. But such is life sometimes. Washington State, there's a lot of people that do a lot of real good for that program just to keep it afloat. We hope to see them continue to stick around and continue to get better. There's 35 seconds left in this game. We are back to five-a-side hockey. $20 seconds now left in the game. Cougars looking to maybe get one, and we get a whistle.
More penalties this late in the game, looks like. For roughing on both Garrity and number 24 for the Cougars. A little 4-on-4 for 18 seconds, and we can call this one officially.
So we're back. 10 seconds now left.
And kudos to Parks for playing a great game and only 8 seconds away from a shutout. He's looked very strong in almost every game he's appeared in this season, and that's going to be a shutout number 2 for him on the season, and an 8-0 win for the Ducks.
So there it is again, 8-0 your final score. Let's go down the list one more time. In the first period, Harrison Cass for 1-0. Connor Hornline and Austin Charnholm capped a 3-goal first period for the Ducks. Just one lone goal in the second period came from Harrison Cass, and then 4 of them in the third period to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Connor Rendo, Warrenberg again, and Jack Garrity with goal number 8. The final score, 8-0. Any final thoughts from you, sir?
Yeah, just overall, just overwhelming game for the Ducks on these Cougars. They have a short bench, long trip, but Ducks, didn't be too crazy out there. Just good puck possession, made things simple, and able to kind of break through in the first and third with a lot of goals. And we'll kind of see how things shape up tomorrow. See who's in net. Parks, another great game by him tonight. I didn't see too much action, but got the shutout, and overall just a good win for the Ducks.
Hey, whether if you make 34 saves or 13 saves, still counts as a shutout. Collegiate shutout number 2 for Grayson Parks. The Ducks win 8-0. 2-goal nights from Harrison Cass and Warren Berg. Great performances from Rendell, Garrity, Charnholm, Chamberlain, Estrada. Really the whole bunch. 8-0 your final. We will see you tonight or tomorrow night. Well, yeah, it is tonight. We will see you
later today.
later today. 10 o'clock start again tomorrow. We also urge you to check out the Generals and Portland Junior Winterhawks game at the Eugene Generals YouTube channel, and then back over to the same Duck channel, same Duck time, same Duck place for one more against Washington State. For Brent Kelly, my name is Isaac Rosenthal. Thank you so much for joining us, and have an excellent rest of your night.